took me forever to get here today. Welcome, friends. How's everybody doing? I am going to go find you here on Facebook and share this over into our creative group, potentially. In theory. You know how that goes. And then I'll have to go back and find myself. So I'll give you guys a couple seconds to get logged on. And away we go. Pause. Right there. All right, post. Hey, somebody's here. I couldn't see who snuck in, but welcome. Hey, I got my water sitting in front. Deborah, how's it going? I have been a designing maniac. I have a retreat coming up in September 9th through the 11th. And I designed their goodie bag last week. And then over the weekend, we did, I designed 2 complete classes. So one is a 6-card class out of Memories and More, and we use it in the room to play bingo. And the other one is a Stamp-a-Stack. So just coming up for air, it's nice to see you. It's nice to spend time here because I actually get a crafty break from all the paperwork I've been doing. Yesterday was room assignment day, and we have our retreat at a religious retreat center. And so some people have mobility issues, you know, some people don't want to do stairs, and I want to try to make sure everybody's happy. So I think I finally just finished putting everybody in the room, in their own rooms, which is really nice. Every person gets their own bed. So if you go double, you stay with a friend, that's fine, but everybody gets their own. It's a nice place. Excellent conditions for walking. It's a mile from the ocean. Incredible place to get crafty. And I'm a little distracted today, and I think it's just because I am in paperwork mode, which is never any fun. So, with all of that, it's Tuesday, and that means that I get to come play with you, but it also means that it's sketch day. There's a couple of sketches that are rolling around in my brain today. One is Casing Tuesday, because I haven't done that yet. And then my Stampers with Heart Mystery Card Challenge coordinator posted her mystery card challenge for us for Sunday's team meeting. Every month we have a team meeting, and my coordinator Cheryl will post the directions or the measurements to a mystery card, and it is my team's mission, should they accept it, to make a card, and we give prizes away at the team meeting for people who play. So that's really fun. And then I said Casing Tuesday, right? And then I have to design the actual team meeting for Sunday still. I'm a little bit behind, but it's okay. My retreat from the venue got pushed like a month earlier than it normally is. So busy and distractible. We'll just call it that. And then, let me see, there's more. There's even more. I had my own team swap. I thought I went and grabbed, there was a card on my kitchen table, and I probably did, and it's probably just buried on the table now. Special. Every month after the meeting, we have a team swap. And so this month, I think 6 or 8 people said that they would make a card, and this was my swap. Back in the day, I used to run a blog called stamping411.blogspot.com. And if you go to that website, it's still there. And so all the content's older, but the sketches are all still there. For years, every Friday, we ran a sketch challenge. And this one, if you type it into your web browser, is SSC 124, and it was Saturday Sketch Challenge 124. So every week I put up a new sketch challenge. So this month's team swap was a card using that old sketch because they don't ever die. You can always go back and be inspired by a sketch, right? And that is my take on that sketch this week with the newer products. So, and that's the same stamp set that I have to design with this week for the meeting. So there's that. All right, so Casing Tuesday was the one I said first, and maybe you guys can help me. We'll do the cards that I need to do from the ones that I said that I was going to do. Oh, Shannon, it is Stamping with a G, Stamping 411, so get the 411.blogspot.com. And not only is there a section, like it's all organized on the right-hand side, not only is there a section just for sketches, but we used to do all kinds of different tutorials, and they are all on there and organized and labeled. So it's all on the right-hand side. You click for what you want. If you want to learn how to do heat embossing, it starts with, ready for this, how to read a ruler. So if you struggle with measurements or anything, honestly, it is like the beginner, you know, right from the beginning blog to go to. And it's kind of my dream a little bit that my friends and I could support our customers, all of our customers, their customers, my customers, better if we did it together. That's a long email. It is. It's stamping411.blogspot.com. So it's not too bad. Yeah, we can put it at the top after. But hey, Val. So yeah, and last night we were on Zoom for a bit, and it was so fun. So all right, let's start with stamping. See, I get so distracted so easy with the Tuesday Sketch Challenge. Here, let me flip the camera. Ta-da. And we will get going. I also have to click into the video to find your comments. So just bear with me for a second. You can see that I am on page 161 of the catalog, and that is because that is the sketch for Sketching Tuesday, Casing Tuesday this week. See, there, all the names are mixing together. Let's see. Here we go. I'm just going to go in and find your comments. I need 1 second to find you. There we go. Hola, I see Val was the last comment. Okay, so I will type it in right here for you. Stamping411.blogspot.com. So Shannon, it is in the comments. Okay, so you can see I have a couple of card bases here on the table, and I was thinking about this sketch in a very different way. Of course, I don't have anything pre-die cut out here, and I wasn't going to use butterflies, so there's that. But I've got this sketch that would be probably 3/4 of an inch each on strips, right? So what do you say we just use this as our card base? And since this is on the table and it's my new favorite color combination, Orchid Oasis and Soft Seafoam. I had no use for this color until this color was born. Isn't that funny? But I'm going to close up my book for a second and put that to the side. And I got my paper cutter here. Hopefully you're seeing everything okay. Here, I'll pull back now that I can see where I'm at. And I am going to cut, I have a different idea. Rather than going all the way up, I think I want to go different. So hang on, let's try this. So I'm going to cut a 3-inch strip. And then we needed 3/4 inch pieces. So if I'm at 5.5, I'm going to come back to 4 3/4. And then I'll slide down to 4. And then I'll slide down to 3 1/4. So that's like, and while I got this out, I don't know if you can see what I'm up to. I don't want to go the whole distance, and I don't want there to be 3 different colors like the sketch. So I'm going to change things up and go like this. Can you see what I'm making? I bet you some of you already know what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to do that for a second. And then I really like that so much And I've been playing with this paper. This was actually leftovers from my gift card class that I just designed for that retreat. I'm gonna slide this over and cut 3 more. So that's at 3. With this paper cutter from Stampin' Up, it's a beautiful trimmer. I will say that you'll have better luck if you don't dig. The old paper cutter, when you dig, it seemed to work better. On this one, if you dig, it just eats up your blade. Cutting the vellum, I feel like I have to go over twice. So that's 4.5. So I'm gonna go 3 3/4, and then whoop. Come on, you know you want to go. And then 3, so I'm just counting backwards to make these 3/4 inch strips. So if that was 3, then this would be 2 1/4. I do that a lot because then I don't have to cut it, pick it up, put it back in. It's just an easy way to cut a few strips, right? Okay. Hi Sharon, good to see you. What paper that? This is the vellum. Yeah, it comes in the holiday catalog, and half of the paper comes. So this is the same design, right? But this is flocked paper, so it's like these little bits of fuzzy, and they're the same exact pattern. One is iridescent sparkles, and one is flocked. Here, let me see. I have a few other pieces that I cut off of that gift card holder class for retreat. Hey, by the way, I am going to offer a retreat in a box. It'll be coming out, and you're going to want to watch the email because I'm only doing 15 packets. So all the pillow gifts, the event bag, but I'll offer 15 of them. I'll have 15 when I'm done. So that'll be coming out hopefully soon. It won't be mailed until right after the retreat in September, but I will put the offer up. Here's one of the gift card holders for one of the optional classes. Isn't that pretty? So that's using the same paper, and it folds up. Just beautiful, simple, gorgeous, all of that. So anyway, I digress. So there's 3 sheets of each design. No, I lied. There's 1 sheet of each design. There's 3 designs, 1 flocked, 1 iridescent. Ha! I can say hard things. I told you I'm a little flighty today after all of that prep work. So I'm trying to decide what I want this to go on. I think that these should be on a pink, but now that I'm seeing it on the Blushing Bride, I'm thinking, it's kind of cool because it's a vellum. Oh yeah, that's way more birthday, isn't it? Love it. All right, so I'm going that way. Totally changed gears. Didn't see that coming. And of course, I have my card opening the wrong way if I do that, because it opens like this. Perfect. So for this vellum, there's a couple ways you can adhere it. I can say, truthfully, I haven't had any problems with Seal Plus really showing up terrible. So I'm going to just go out on a limb and try it. If I hate it, I can always remake the card. But I'm going to say for those 3 strips, we'll go 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, is that not cool? And you can't even really see the adhesive at all. And it's so iridescent sparkly that who cares if you can? It's so pretty. But what I was doing for the bigger pieces is when I put my adhesive down, and let me show you one of those projects if I can find it under the pile here. Is I was adding a little dot of green glue, the liquid glue, to the back where it's flocked, and you can't even see that it's attached to the layer underneath. So it's behind that fuzzy awesomeness. Okie doke. Oh, my nails do match the paper. That's so funny because in person, this is kind of like beachy coral, and this is Poppy Parade. So by rights, they shouldn't match, but they do. Yay. Okay. And I'm looking at this one, and I don't know if you're thinking that I'm thinking, but my scissors disappeared. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if I like those. Yeah, they seem good. I am going to use these. Let's cut one of those out. I was hoping to get one like by the edge. There's 3 candles, right? I really do need 3, so we're going to go this one. Woo, that's bright. Psychedelic. So I'm just going to have some fun and dig into this one. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to take this and go. And it might be too big, so let's just cut one out and see what we think. I really should slow down because that's a little choppy. I went around with the, but I'm just excited. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Okay, so hang on. I'm gonna fix that edge though because I don't like the way it came across, like a little choppy. When you're fussy cutting anything, it's way better if you just slow down. Says she who lives in glass houses, right? So I'm gonna keep my scissors stationary and I'm gonna move the paper. This is much less likely to make me choppy. And I'm gonna slow down even though this paper is poking me in the eye right now. It is so cool. Like glued on it to the top of your ring, darling. Just funny. Okay, ready? Ta-da! All right, one more. Oh my goodness. I think I should keep cutting these out for the other card too. We should make it in 2 colors, but wow. You know, and as I'm looking at that one, I'm thinking, maybe I should overlay those dots on the green paper. Like we can cut some more of those strips. What a fun effect. Wow. All right, so I don't want to take a chance that I am going to get my fingers all over this, so I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue, like I said with the flocked paper too. Look, I'm making flames with my glue. And then I'm going to use this end, the putty end, just to pick up those cut papers and drop them where I want them so I'm not moving them around, and I'll let it set up that way. Okay, so while that's drying, oh my God, that is so cool. I can't even stand it. Ah, ayaka. All right. You can't fake that kind of happiness. I'm just saying. All right. Need to bring in the paper cutter again if we're going to make those candles into overlay. We could stamp them, but it's way more fun to lay this stuff on top. I'm kind of digging it, so let's go for it. I'm sorry if I'm outside the frame. There's more stuff on my table. Where are we at? So I am at a weird number. Okay. We'll start at 3.5. We'll cut a sliver off. And we'll go backwards. So 2 3/4. So you just, every time I'm going to subtract 3/4 of an inch so I don't have to take it off again. 2 3/4. So that would be 2. And then 1 1/4. Whew. I got excited and the paper jumped. There we go. And look, we still have a scrap we could use on something. Okay. Hey, Veronica, good to see you. All right, so I'm going to flip this over again, and I'm going to go back to the Seal Plus number 1 because it's fast. And number 2, you can't really see it. And I'm going to overlay that on these candles. So fun. All of that from a sketch challenge. So we're looking at the card on page 161 if you're just coming in. But I'll show it again in a minute once I get everything put back down. I just wanted to make a couple projects that, like, you can tell I'm excited today, and because I can't do anything straight, but that's okay. That's why they make scissors. Let me see. All right. These two colors together really rock my socks. I don't know what it is about that green and that blue, but I need nothing else in my life right now. So in the sketch on page 161, they had full strips going top to bottom, and they were 3 different colors, but I thought that they would make cute candles. And then the sentiment goes over here. So I did pull a bundle and stick it on the table. It was, it's actually a Christmas, it's in the holiday catalog, but it has a happy birthday in it. So it caught my eye as I was walking by. Hopefully I'll find it now. On the nest, under the abyss. Oh God. Oh, there it is. So I was thinking that we could come in with this happy birthday. This is a pretty cool bundle. Here, let me show you. I just opened it like yesterday. So it's a big long package, like longer than normal. And to kind of give you an idea, that's the stamp set, so it's that much longer. And it makes tags. But there's also, oh look, there's a candle, there's mittens, and I'm guessing it's going to cut that out, and a balloon, and something to put a small sentiment on, maybe celebrate. Oh, be jolly and XOXO probably go on that. Here, let me turn it so it's straight. I love the look of the stitched hearts, and my team is Stampers with Hearts, so I'm always looking to make hearts. But that's not the only tag. There's also a pocket in here. And this looks to me like a gift card holder, so that's pretty cool. And of course, stitched rectangles, stitched circles, another snowflake. So there's a lot going on in this one, and it's very, very pretty as a bundle. But what I really kind of came in there, why I picked it up, was because of this happy birthday that caught my eye when I walked by. And yay, it is in the case. I was like worried when I opened the case and saw that, but I did a treat with that for one of my events, Made with Love, and forgot that I already opened it. That's funny. Okay, so here's my happy birthday, and I'm going to get this loaded on a block. I think it's going to fit on a D block, but let's try it out. And then I'm also going to flip back to that catalog page. It was 161 if you didn't recall, so that we can look at that sketch. So here's the sketch that we're going for. And again, I made mine shorter, but I think I do like the words in white. They have the words in white there. So let's see if I actually have. It's been a long time since I used white. Maybe not. Okay. Well, we can go a different way. Do we want silver or white? So you guys tell me. We're going to emboss this, but do you want the finish to be white, or do you want it to be silver to match that iridescent paper? You tell me, and we'll go from there. Someone gave me some stuff this week, and in it was a brand new Versamark pad. This is like the Mecca. Oh my gosh, there's no marks. What color are we doing? White or silver? This is the new embossing kit. I don't know if you saw it. I've already broken it out a few times. This is what they call an embossing buddy. And this is so old school Stampin' Up. You have to have a buddy and a pal to do embossing. I guess I could leave it outside the bag, but I wanted to put it back just like it was. Silver, 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 silver. You guys have spoken. We are going to match the iridescent. And I want to make sure that there's no powder left over from last time. So I'm going to give that a little wipe. Yes, I used my dress. Okay. And then it comes with a paintbrush, which I like. And then these scissors, tweezers mean that I don't burn my fingers when I go to emboss. So I'm going to put the tools on the table and I'm going to leave my little plastic tray off to the side. I am going to put it back in there when I'm done because I am thoroughly enjoying having a nice little neat place to put it all. Okay, and then I'm going to move some of this stuff out of my way. Look at the table's almost clean again. It's a Christmas miracle. So I couldn't find my white craft ink, but it's no problem when you have Versamark because Versamark will make any powder stick. And you know, all right, here we go. That's a little long. Hopefully it fits. Well, I'm going for it. So it also works like a watermark. So if I just left it there, it could dry just a shade down, but I really want it to pop. So we will silver it up. And I'm going to put that to the side for a second. And while we have it out, might as well do the other one. Hopefully, again, I didn't go too far over for the happy birthday, but we'll see. Oh, I did. Shucks. All right, so this one, shucks. This one, we're going to do on this color, and it's funny because doesn't that match? I'm going to do on this one, and then we'll cut some sort of banner out after. So here it is on Blushing Bride. That's going to be pretty. I dig it. Okay, so now I need a heat gun, huh? I didn't see that coming. This is the Stampin' Up! Heat tool. It has 2 settings. If you set it to setting 1, whoops, I stepped on the tray. Setting 1 is for heat setting just wet ink, like the white ink we were talking about, and setting 2 is to melt the embossing powder. So I'm gonna heat my gun up and I'll put my little stand down, and while I'm doing that I'll put everything over there. And now we can start to do this, and I'm gonna come in kind of tight. Hopefully you see this good, because that's the magic, is when you get to see it change and do its thing. See, there it goes. Whoop, whoop. It's like magic when it happens. I've seen people at events that will hold the embossing gun and kind of move it around a lot, but then you don't know what's cooked and what isn't. If you hold it in one spot until it moves, then it really, it'll tell you when it's done. It lights up. So here we go. Hey, Carol, good to see you, honey. So I've got it already heated, so it should go faster this time. Look at that. It's so like, woohoo. I have to say that's probably the #1 new stamper favorite technique ever. And I did neglect my paintbrush. So at the point where before I heated, I missed that there were a couple of flecks. But if you have your paintbrush and you notice them, you can hit them with the paintbrush before you heat and you won't have that issue. Okay, so I'm gonna put that off to the side, and then I think I want to look at those tags again to see if there's a shape in there that'll work. So there's this one. That's kind of pretty. It's gonna go on that card, which is pretty cool because if you look, it's like a direct match once you lay it down. And there, we just did the vellum, so if you lay it down, it's like a perfect hit. I think that's the one. That's the only one that's big enough in that to take on that happy birthday. So why don't I just roll this through the die cut machine. Oh, and I can't help myself. I just want to see a couple of these other shapes, right? So how about if I take these with me? I'll take some candles. Oh, look, there's striped candles, and there's, it's an addiction, isn't it? And then there's that. So I'm going to cut a few shapes out of my piece while it's on the die cutter. Hang on. My die cutter's on the other side of the room. It'll go faster if I just do it. Just talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Okay, so I'm lining up the rectangle. I have a heart. Sorry I'm off the frame, but it is what it is. Off the reservation. I got a few of the shapes on. I'm going to have to go through twice. That's okay. Oh, my happy birthday moved. I wish we had a magnetic platform. We did have one, and I already killed mine. They recalled it. I showed how to break it in under a month. All right, so I did cut it a little crooked because I'm excited and wanting to move fast, and that's what happens when you rush, but I'll just bring back some of those. They came right out of the die, which is pretty awesome. There's the other one. There's the heart. Here's the happy birthday, and it's definitely cut crooked. Perfect. And these are the two I wanted to cut and I didn't, but you know what? We'll just call it a day. Okay. Such a mess. Making a mess with Selene. All right, so I don't like that I cut it out crooked, but it is awfully cool. It's got stitching on the outside, but if you notice, on the inside, what I mean, it also stitched the outside of my paper when I cut it out. And there's the other candles. Woohoo! All right, kids, let's have some fun with these. So I'm thinking that we should change it up maybe and put like a heart here. And then because I cut that crooked, we'll just make it into a banner. It doesn't have to be perfect. We'll go like this. See? We'll just fix it. Straight across and nobody will know. Love it. And then I'm gonna go, well, let's see. We'll go like that. And then we'll keep it the same and go like that. So we can still keep the sentiment where it goes. Now I think it needs like a silver ribbon, huh? Maybe some like twine. We have that metallic stuff. Oh my gosh, those are so cool. I don't want to put any more candles on the outside, but what about sticking this on the inside? I know, Robin, it is the best. Never get sick of that. This candle is funny with all the holes. It looks like Swiss cheese. It actually looks like that new big die that's on the celebration with a $100 reward. You can get the die with the holes in it. Super pretty. Okay, so that's cute for the inside, right? And then I am forever running out of dimensionals. Is it just me? It seems like I bring a pack over and they're gone. I use them so fast. I just did my swaps and got those out in the mail today, so I was only a day late. And, you know, there is such a thing as putting the back out. This is definitely the back. So I'm going to make sure I grabbed minis. That's all I found. Which means I'll just have to use more. You know, all about the right support. So cool though. Whoops, you can see that one. And it's a mini to boot. Jeepers. Okay. Now you know I'm rushing. I didn't completely coat the back. I shouldn't rush, right? I should slow down and just enjoy the process. Oh, ripped it right off. Have you ever done that? That's special. Okay. Exuberant card making. It's missing something. What do you think? I know what you're gonna say. I'm on it. Right? Here we go, Wink Estella. Whoop, whoop. Because what's better than iridescent paper with, it just needs more. It's like sad. There we go. A nice coating of Wink. We'll make that pop. Ooh, now it's coming. Don't do what I did. You'll end up with a big blob. That's okay. It's still gonna be pretty. Just work it, work it, work it. Okay. Then how about this right there? We need more of those, huh? I need real dimensionals. These have been in my drawer for so long. I don't usually use the minis. The good thing about these though, you could go for, I don't know, years and never need another pack. They're smaller, so they're good for like small areas, and that's why I have one in the drawer, but I must be out of, I have to dig in my adhesive bin to get more in there. Okay. I like this, but I think it needs a little bit of something before I stick it down. So I'm gonna see about a little pop. I am just laying this in the ink pad on 4 sides. Nothing fancy, no special tools, and it's just the color that matches. So I started with Poppy Parade, so I grabbed the same ink pad. Oh, you can't really see it all that much. And then I'm gonna go find the silver trim I was using yesterday. This is that Simply Elegant trim. It carried over from last year. I think the silver is what we need. So I'm gonna put just a strip of that, and we'll go here, up around the corner. We'll make our Z, in theory, if we can get it to stick. Ta-da. We could like go all the way under, huh? That would be different. Nah, I'll end it there. Funny. And then, really simple though for, you know, essentially, when have you seen me make a 1-layer card? But it's a great little layout for that. And that was page 162 for the Casing Tuesday sketch challenge. Okay, so that's the first card I want to make. I only made 1 card and my desk is a mess, but that's okay. We get this new tray that caught all of our embossing powder, and I felt like I could leave it out and not worry that I was going to make a giant mess. So I am going to funnel it back in and use the little paintbrush it comes with and funnel my powder back into the jar. That worked out really good. And I did forget to use the buddy, and that's how I ended up with a little bit of remnants on my second card. But I'll make that one up similar and post it later on the group. So this is cool. This was different from last time. I don't ever remember having a cover for my powder pal, but this one does. And so here's my pal, and there's my buddy, and there is my favorite new tweezers. And they're not the kind that I use in the ladies' room either. They're plastic, so you don't hurt yourself. And I have a few uses for them now. I've been using them with the wood shapes from the Memories and More, which I have also been playing with nonstop. Let's see. Okay. We've almost got the table cleaned up. I'll take those dies and put them back with their set they belong with. And of course, I'll have these leftover shapes for another day. Love that. Just kind of run your fingernail over them, and the inside of these just pop right out. It was very easy to cut on the embossing machine. You know how sometimes you get dies and they're fussy? Well, these are detailed and they're not bad at all, which makes me happy. I'm sure it'll make Alexis happy if I decide to design with that. All right, so all kinds of scraps. Oh, look, I almost threw out another candle. All right. So, stop number 2 is Cheryl's mystery card challenge. So, like I was telling you, we have a mystery card challenge every month in my team meeting. And Cheryl does it, and I printed it out right before the live, and now I can't find it because we did all of that crafting, and you know, it got buried. Hang on one second, I'll find it. I know it was here. Darn it. That was for that one. Never dull. Paper cutter and everything. Well, maybe I won't. Okay. Well, I do remember that it was 9 by 8. Oh, there it is. I was all excited because I was like, oh, I'll have a piece of paper out and we'll start. So she said that she wanted me to make the card 9 by 8 and scored at 4. So I said, hey, that sounds like a slimline card. And she said, yes, it is. So I'm going to put my little arm out here. And I'm going to cut my paper down to 8 by 9. So, oh good, you can see it. 8 on that side. And 9 on that side. So I didn't know that this was slimline measurements. I did it differently. I measured slimline before. And I measured it based on the envelope and then kind of backwards engineered it to make the card fit the envelope. Does that make sense? Because we sell the slimline envelopes in the book, but seems like a much easier measurement. And you scored at 4. So she said that is how you make your slimline card base. I love a good mystery card challenge. Again, there's no sketch involved in this one. But it definitely challenges me. All right, so we'll bring the sketch back in. Hey, Anne. And she said the next layer is 8 3/4 by 3 3/4. Maybe we should get some matching designer series paper. So I'm going to grab just the first one that comes at me off the shelf. This is the one that goes with, and I grabbed it because I knew that it had shaded spruce in it, but let's take a look. I'm not really ready for Santa yet, but that's okay. We'll see what we can make of this guy, because one thing about all of these decorative papers, like, you know, the gnome paper, I really love side B. So I haven't looked at this yet, but let's see what it says. It is Bermuda Bay, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Evening Evergreen, Granny Apple Green, Mint Macaron, Petal Pink, Poppy Parade, Sahara Sand, and Shaded Spruce. Just a few colors. When I am making a card, I will typically pick a couple of colors and a neutral. That's upside down, huh? Here. So there's Santa in his train and a cute little tree. See, side B. I'm digging it. So I might decide to cut out a side B. Follow doesn't really match the green as much, but it's pretty. Ooh, sorry. Exuberant flipping. And then this one is pretty. Let's see what it looks like against the green. I don't, well, there's a tiny little bit of that green in there, but not that one. I was joking with somebody with this one, the Memories and More cards, they say ho, ho, ho. And if you put it on upside down, it says oh, oh, oh. Sorry, silly. And then this is like an eye chart of presents. I like the back. Ooh, that's pretty. All right, so that's in the running. See, side B. Okay, so then this is just a bunch of trees. Looks like a wishing tree, doesn't it? Like, pretty. Oh, I like that one too. All right, so we're gonna call the snowflakes option C. And the red and green dots are gonna be option B. And the stripes will be option A. So vote for your favorite background paper and we'll cut the paper. And while you guys are voting for C, B, or A is stripes, I'll show you the last pattern. Oh, that's pretty. It's like starry sky. Pretty. And this is cute. Like, wow. That's like a slimline card, is it not? Huh. I don't mind if I do. Okay, I need my trimmer, which I put on the floor. So, let's see. A, B, B, A, B, C. So you guys like the red and green dots the best so far. While you're doing that, I just have to cut a piece of this because, hello. And I feel like I need to make a second card. See, that's what happens once creativity starts. You're like, oh, I'm gonna need more than one base because these are just too cool to make one. So that's, again, 8, and I'm gonna make it by 9 and score it at 4. So that'll be another slim line. Just because I have a feeling about it. Go ahead and vote still. I haven't closed the voting or anything. If you have a different opinion, please let me know. Okay, so I've got my shaded spruce here. And I cut one of those pieces of, one of those strips off because, hello. Is that not the coolest? All right. I'm totally making another one. Yeah, so I'm going to cut this at 9. Sorry, I'm off the screen for a second, but that can go on a card somewhere. Wow, that's a 3x3 square that came off the end of this, but I wanted 9 because I was going to do this. Can you say almost done? So if someone could respond to Anne and let her know that I have been trying to do closed captioning with Facebook for so long, and that I have resulted that I download these videos to YouTube so that we can get the closed captioning for you guys, because I'm so sorry. I just have a terrible time with Facebook doing that. They won't do it for my business page for some reason. Haven't been able to figure it out. So if you could just let Ann know that, because she's leaving a comment there, and obviously I'm talking to her and she can't hear me. So I'm gonna go 8 3/4 by 3 3/4, and it looks like B1, but I'm gonna scroll backwards and make sure that I've got it. So A, B, B, A, B, C, D. Okay. Yeah. Plan D. Carol got me. That's plan D, but we'll come back to that. So we will do, it just doesn't, I've tried closed captioning so many times and I just can't seem to get it figured out here. Like I can do it in my groups, and when I go live on my business page, it won't let me do it. So makes me crazy. So 3 3/4 by 8 3/4. Okay. Hopefully I did that straight. And yeah, looks good. 3 3/4 by 8 3/4. And look, another scrap for another card. So that is for that layer. And then Cheryl said 8 1/2 by 3 1/2. Oh, so maybe that's like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to use this layer as that top layer because I think it's pretty and it should be at the top. So 8 1/2 by 3 1/2. And I'll go back and I'll cut like a white for the in-between. Guess I should have looked at it before we started, but it wouldn't be on the fly if I did that. I'm going to grab some white. And berry. Ooh, this one feels thick. Oh, it's shimmer white. Perfect. Okay. 8 3/4 by 3 3/4 was that first measurement. So 3 3/4. And then we'll take it over to 8 3/4. And you know what? While we're at it, I'm going to guess that this is going to need an insert. So we might as well do the same thing again, right? 3 3/4 by 8 3/4. While we have it, right? I didn't think this one was going to take me so long, but I guess I don't make slimline cards every day. I think this is the second one I've ever made, actually. So we'll put this one on the inside. So Anne, when I'm off of this live, I will upload it to YouTube and then I'll pop you the link right here in the chat. I'm sorry about that. Oh, I could have put the presents. That's a lot of presents, huh? All right, so here we go. And I'm not going to layer this on until we decide what we're going to do with it, right? But we've got Cheryl's first 2 layers. Oh, wrap ribbon over the current layer. So I'm going to have to go get ribbon. 3 squares 2 by 2, 3 squares 1 3/4. Tie a bow onto the wrapped ribbon. Okay. I'm going to find some red ribbon. That shouldn't be too hard. Actually, I should let you vote, huh? Well, let's see what goes. You tell me. Do we want to do red? I imagined red right away. So we want to do red, or do we want to do the shimmer white? And of course, it's like I just got scissors. So you tell me, red or white? I think think the white kind of gets lost in there, but you tell me what you think. And while we're doing that, we might as well dig into the other thing that I imagined. Oh my goodness. So for my retreat, I have been playing with this Memories and More kit for like all weekend. And it's super cute. You can see I have all kinds of pieces here. It comes with 6 each of these 4 by 3 inch pieces. And this is the back. They're just awesome for card making. So easy, so cool. So I was thinking maybe we would find something that would fit the bill for our sketch. So, yeah, and other people have mentioned that to me. I would love to know how to do it. So if you have suggestions, please email them over. There are other demonstrators that have figured it out, and I have friends that I have asked them and they showed me how, and we try it, and it's not allowed for me. So I don't know what's going on, but I've been trying. I'm sorry, my dear. Anyway, never dull. Yeah, because it does. It shows up in my groups, no problem. I like that. Okay, so how about if we leave it long so we have some options to play with here. And then she did like a whole bunch of squares, but that's the thing about a challenge. If it's not working for you, it's okay, you know, to change it up. How about, oh, that's pretty. It would even be pretty with that ruffled ribbon or this stuff. Have you seen this? This is brand new ribbon. It's called Iridescent Trim. And it's kind of like, it feels kind of crunchy actually. It's like little pokey. It's wonderful. And it's so sparkly. It's fun to play with. But here we go. Now, let's go through and see if we can find anything in the Memories and More that we like that we could maybe square out. There's also these wooden shapes. And remember I told you that those new tweezers, that I have this new thing that I've been doing? Here, let me show you what I came up with. So the first thing I do is I'm going to color this with a real red lens. And you can tell I already used the Merry Christmas side of this one. But what about, because it's asking for 3 elements, so if I did Happy Holidays, Holly Jolly, how about Holly Jolly Holidays? That's kind of cool. So I'm going to color this with my blends, and I'm just going to dive right over it and not worry too much if I go outside the lines, and I'll show you why in a second. So Holly Jolly Holidays. While we're at it, let's grab a couple of those, because you just never know. I like Happy Holidays, but I prefer the Merry Christmas, so like Holly Jolly Holidays is kind of fun. Something different, right? Okie doke. And I like these. They look like the Bethlehem Star to me. All right, so I've done some coloring. I know that I want those pieces. So I am going to use those new tweezers. Here, let me get some of this stuff off the table so you can see what I'm doing. There's a little bit of definition here. And I'm going to take the tweezers and use them to pop out these wood shapes without destroying them. So it, you know, you can even cut the wood sheets to pull them back, but I have found this to be the easiest way to pull them out, and that's the new tweezers. It's like a plastic little, it's so much easier to pop them out that way. So here we go, we'll go holly. And I might even need another layer once we get them on, because that's an awfully busy background, right? It might be, oh, see, it doesn't pop enough for me. But that's okay. So just a few more little pops, but see how much easier it is to pop them out. Like I was trying everything and I was actually like ruining my wood shapes. I bet you if I had left it, or maybe we could have gone a darker green. I don't think anything will show up easy against that background. I might need more shapes back there. It's okay, we'll get there. So Holly Jolly Holidays, and here, let's pop out a couple of the snowflakes. Again, it's so much easier with this. You should have seen me cutting this one, I think, was the one that I legit just had to fold it in half to get the Christmas out, you know? So this is a much easier technique. They just pop right out. Okay. And it's not showing up there at all. So what do you think? Should we put like white strips or maybe a die cut shape? Let's try that. I know that I have some pre-cut stuff right here. Just never know when you're gonna find a hippo. That's funny. These are from the scalloped contour dies, I believe. So this will be easier to see. All right. Maybe we can go this way. Maybe it's too small. Oh, that's different. Okay. See if there's anything else in there that matches. Nope. Is that larger? Haha. Let's try it this way. So Holly Jolly Holidays. That's cute. So you can see that. Maybe we can make it into a tag. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and try something crazy. Shocker, but that's why they call it on the fly. I'm gonna put this all the way in. This is a tag builder punch, and I'm just gonna lob the sides off of it, because why not? And then I'm gonna put it in this section. So if you look, there's like a little line in the middle, and that line is the center point. So I'll put it right in the middle. And now we have a tag. Ooh, I need my liquid glue. Oh, ceramic tip. You know, it is really awesome. I didn't know that, Sherry. Thank you. It's a ceramic tip on those tweezers. That's why they're so awesome. But it really does make a difference with these wooden shapes. Otherwise, I was like cracking them in half. And obviously, that's not going to look as nice on your finished project, right? Oh, that's so pretty. Green behind it. Yeah, exactly. So if we did the green behind the red robin, because I did try it. Oh, it's pretty, but it's a little bit. So I went like right in the middle. Maybe the holly could stick off the tag a little. Get away from me, yeah. So cute. And then we can use those other pieces that we popped out to decorate the outside. So there's the holly jolly. And here's a big, bright, beautiful star. So today when I get off the Facebook Live, Alexis and I are going to the gym. She and I rejoined the gym just last week, and we are making it a priority. I'm super excited to be back at that. Oh, here we go. So now we need something to tie it on. I could go with maybe this, but it's a bit thick. Maybe just a twine. Oh, I had that silver stuff on the table and the gold. Let's do that. We'll take a piece of gold twine. And this I call the Shelley Gardner. I don't know why. I think it's how I learned to put a tag on a package. You put both sides through. And then you do this. And the first person that I saw do it was Shelley. I thought it was brilliant. So now I can tie this up around my bow without having to retie anything. It's like a good way to tie stuff onto packages that are already done too, you know. The wood cutouts are awesome. There's so much more to this kit. Just wait, I'm just getting started. I got so much to show you. I have a bingo class planned for my retreat, and I have been playing with these This Memories and More for like a whole weekend, and I have so many tips and tricks. So hold your horses, because I'm a coming. I just want to finish this one first. So there's my, it's not anything at all like what Cheryl intended, because she did 3 squares on her slimline, and I just changed the whole thing, but that's going to be my slimline submission. And you know what? That's what creativity is all about. It's not about fitting into a specific box. So you start with the challenge and see where it takes you, you know? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. The only thing that would make this better in my mind, let me see if I can find them in the mess, in the abyss, is some of these. These are the Jolly Pearls, and as of this past weekend, they were on low inventory, so I'm going to apologize if they're already back ordered and I'm showing them. I didn't look this morning. And I'm going to bring your take your pick tool back in, and I'm going to add, oh, I was going to go silver, and what do you know, I used the gold twine, so let's go back to the gold and add a few gold Jolly Pearls onto those. And then I didn't pop out the eye on purpose, because I thought that I could come back and do this. And I mean, the eyes popped out perfect on one of my other projects, and I used them anyway, but what a fun way to add a little sparkle. And because, oh, look, dimensionals, full-size ones at that. I'm going to add some dimensionals on the back of that tag because it's so huge, so that it's not flapping around on my card front. I want it to kind of stay stationary. What a fun way to use those. And of course, once you've got your dies all on there and all glued down, why not add sparkle? So we got the Winkastella. I can finish this after, so I can move on, but you guys get the idea. Okay. Whoop, whoop. Okay. So how's about that tag punch I showed you? Well, I figured out at that, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I did a 24 card class, And so we featured 6 different bundles, and one of the bundles has this punch in it, and it's meant to make tags. Well, as I was working with this Memories and More kit, I decided that after I was done, because they're only making 6 cards in the class, they have so many supplies left over when they're done, right? So this punch in particular is funny, because if you don't flip on the second side, the punch won't look right. I can show you what the bad one looks like on a scrap piece of paper, but what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put it all the way in and punch, and then I'm going to flip it over and put it all the way in and punch. And so when you're all done with your Memories and More cards and making cards or putting them in your memory keeping books, you can have a whole slew of Christmas tags in short order. So here we go. What was that? 10 seconds? And did I have any ribbon that I cut off that was long enough? No, but let's do the Shelley Gardner again. It seems like the right thing to call it because that's how I learned it. So I'm sure that there's a name for it. But now it'll be all ready to tie on a present, and you can just stamp a to from on the back. This is the one out of the holiday kit. Robin, you're going to be getting one in your bingo packet at retreat. So have no fear, it's coming. You'll have one. So that is, and you'll just stamp the to from on the back. And you could write, you know, anything. So consider that with all these other cards. So there's the Merry Christmas. And again, you do the front and flip it over and do the back. If you don't flip it over, the punch won't come out right. And then right down the middle, if you're better than me, because I can't seem to get it in the middle, but there is a line there that's supposed to help you. See, that one's better. And you can put any kind of ribbon through to tie them on your gifts. It doesn't have to be, you know, this one might go good with, it might go better with silver. Okay, let's, you know what? I just changed my mind. But whatever ribbon you have laying around and all the leftovers from this packet when you're done making cards. Ugh. Is that not money? It's ready to tie on. And the back you can, you know, again, to from. So cool. All right, and there's 6 of these in a kit. There's 6 of these. It's crazy. There's 6 of these, and that's the back. You saw that one. And why not make a bigger one? I'm sure if you wanted to make an oversized one, why not? You can use the regular tag like we did on that slimline card to make it look like a tag, right? Or you can use the fancy one, just don't forget to flip. So punch. Ooh, let's go that way. So flip. And then right down the middle. So you could have like oversized present tags and use up every shred of this when you're done crafting with it. Okay, let me see. So I had one more request today because I put it out this morning that I was doing a video and if you had requests, and somebody, Trisha, messaged me privately and asked me to make tags. So I did do that, but she suggested a different kind of tag. So I'm going to clear off some of this. But all of these could turn into tags. Isn't that fun? Like this one I really like because if you have little ones, they could write their Santa wish list on that. It's always nice when they send the wish list because then you know what I would like for Christmas. And then you can save it and put it away in their book. And these also come with these really thick cardstock stickers. Look at that. Can you say another giant oversized tag? Fa la 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 la. These are heavy duty cardstock stickers. They remind me of the old Simply Scrapping kits that I used to love. And then it comes with a few sheets of overlay. So you can lay this down on the Memories and More cards. Let me show you one. Just for giggles. I'm going to clear some of that. I think I want to use the red. Let me see if that'll match up nice. Or if the ribbon's too dark. The ribbon's kind of dark for that. Let's see. That's why they call it On the Fly. Oh, I like this one because it's got some sparkle and the Merry and Bright is right there. So I'm going to start with this one. And before I do, I think that Stampin' Up! Did this so that you could stick these down and then peel off. There is a protective sheet on the front of these plastics. So I'm going to run in the kitchen and get my regular tape. You know the tape you use to wrap presents? So like I said, if you're excited about this kit and you would like to get my class, it will be part of the 15 box offering that I'm going to offer, like the classes that you would normally get at Retreat but to go. So this is just tape I use to wrap presents. You like my shoe? And then I'm going to take this corner and use the tape to peel that off. Okay, so I'm going to guess that Stampin' Up! Did that so that you wouldn't end up with fingerprints on the acetate, right? So I'm going to go easy now that I've peeled it off, because if I were doing this differently, and in the class that I did, we actually will, oh my gosh, look at it now. Oh, you can see that ribbon, like, oh wow. Makes me want to wrap like more of one color around it. Oh, so pretty. I need a little more. I like the dots in the ribbon and the dots on the back of the card. That's really fun. But if I put the Merry and Bright over those dots, you wouldn't read it. So I was going to stick with one of the brighter patterns. See how you wouldn't see it there, but you would see it on the green. Let's see what it looks like on that. Oh my gosh. Right? That is so cool. All right. Let's trim that. And then to adhere this down, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to, because you would definitely see the Seal Plus on that, but you won't see it if I put it on the ribbon. So I'm going to put liquid glue on the back of the white spots where it's thick and just say a little prayer that I don't mess it up. Because again, we're on the fly. I haven't played with this particular sheet or done this part before. I did do stuff for my class, but it's a little bit different. And look, my darn. So Seal Plus is actually pretty cool in that it comes in these like little 1/8" sections, except when it pops off on your acetate like that. So hopefully I'll be able to get it off. I have a adhesive eraser, but let's see what we can do. All right. And then you see how I went over? I don't know if you can because it's clear, but I went over a little bit on the ribbon, so I'm going to fold that over and hope that I can seal this down without destroying everything. I think I just whacked the camera with my head. If I did, I'm sorry. Oh, look, I ran my finger through that. But you know what? I'm not seeing it. I'm flattening it out. It's going to dry clear. I think it's good. So that is using that acetate sheet. Check it out. So it's really shiny and pretty. And that front panel that's meant to protect it is now off to the side. And my fingerprints are not all over it. So yay for me. All right. I think that we have reached the time for today. Here we go. I'm gonna flip the camera and just say we'll see you next week. Dots behind it hide it. Yeah, it does. And it's, you know what? It's drying absolutely clear. Check it out. So you can't even see it whatsoever. And it's got a beautiful shine on it. I mean, no fingerprints. Can you see that? You can see the glare, but not the, you can see my whole studio. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for taking your time. And definitely, I will put this over on YouTube. I'm sorry for the folks that are hearing impaired. I would love to put captions on all of my videos. So if someone has the magic pill to teach me how to do that, please. I've been looking for a year. And I've asked everybody I know, and I've tried what they say. And even when I get off, I'm going to try and add it again on my phone because that's what I was told to do, but no luck so far. But thanks for bearing with me, and I will put the YouTube captions over on YouTube just momentarily. Have a great day.